not watching is an act of defiance.
Welcome to a video where I will talk about media. Now, firstly, what is media? Media is where you gain information from another platform. Media can be broadcasting corporations, such as BBC, Fox News, or CNN. They can also social media, such as Facebook, Snapchat, or Instagram. Media is everywhere. Let's get into more depth. Media use codes to further influence others. Codes include symbolic codes, such as an element, where they do not use words for influencing people. For example, they can be using the number 666 to represent an ominous event, or they can use dove and represent peace. They can also be written codes, where the message is simple in words. For example, it can be Nike's slogan of "Just Do It." They can also use technical codes to spread the message, such as camera hawk editing, audio lighting acting. In today's world, there are too much media coming from our phones, computers, TVs, etc. There are beneficial sides to media, such as much easier communication, new businesses, motivation. However, there are definitely harmful aspects of media, such as addiction, fake news, cyberbullying. To start off, I will list the positive side of media. The biggest benefit of media is that it is much easier to hear the news. With broadcasting corporations such as BBC, Fox News, or CNN, we can access the news about what's going on in the world. For example, in the 60s, when we did not have the ability to spread news like today, we had Europeans waving red communist flags when around 15 to 55 million Chinese were dead due to the Great Leap Forward. The next benefit of media is how we can educate ourselves. With media, we have access to all kinds of information such as mathematics, agriculture, history, and architecture. For example, if I do not understand a math problem from homework, I can simply search it up on the internet and find the solution. However, now, I will get into the negative effects of the media. First of all, media is known to be causing depression and auratic disorder. According to the Wall Street Journal, they have found out that TikTok, a type of social media, has caused an increase in teens' rates of tic disorder and depression. The next negative effect of media is that it can cause addiction. For example, there are kids that jump into their beds and just watch TikToks or Facebook after school. This is unfortunate considering that watching TikToks or Facebooks can be entertaining, but does not actually make you a better person. So, too much media can become your life drainer. Now, for all you teens who use social media every day, I will give you 3 tips on how to properly use the media in a positive way. The first tip is that you should have a time limit on your daily use of media, such as YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, to less than 2 hours per day. I may sound like a boomer for saying this, but too much screen time is bad for your mental health and your eyes. The next tip is that you need to filter out the fake information in the media. There are fake news that can make us deceived, such as saying that blood type or astrology determines who we are, and saying that vaccines cause autism. These fake news deceive us into believing in false news. The final tip is that we should not be blinded by the real world by the media. The media never reports things like how airplanes successfully landed, or how there hasn't been a terror in a country for decades. This is because we are often so dramatic and are so negative. We believe that the world is simply getting worse. Because the media almost never says any good news. All we hear about are accidents, wars, terrors. For example, we believe that there are more and more natural disasters happening. Because we hear them on the news all the time. However, the number of extreme tornadoes is declining. Extreme heat events are also declining. Heat waves are not becoming more frequent. There is also only 2% of deaths from disasters when compared just 90 years ago. That was my media guide for teens. I've explained what media is, what techniques they use, pros and cons of media, and tips on using media. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.
Heartwarming tale. Next up, Lumber has replaced children as America's most valuable resource.